Thanks for
Okay.
joining us today, folks. We had a little technical difficulties behind the scenes, but hey, I think we're going now. So I'm just going to get started here. Just to introduce myself first, my name is Patrick Phillips. Along with my wife, Linda, we founded the company 28 years ago. I'm an author of several books here, some of them which we'll talk about during the webinar probably, but you can find all of these out there on Amazon.com. I'm a member of the editorial board for Billing and Coding Advantage magazine. You can go check that out on the web. And of course, I have articles in that on a regular basis. I'm also a co-founder of the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. And you'll find out more about that, but that's the organization that will certify you as a certified medical revenue manager. So we'll talk about that as well. What we do basically is we teach people how to do medical billing for doctors. We use a cloud-based system here powered by NextGen. You can see that it runs on any type of computer, Windows, Mac, yes, even Chromebooks. And phones, tablets, iPads, all kinds of stuff. And it's a cloud-based, so it's works from anywhere, anytime. And we have other ancillary services that you can offer to your clients as well, pictured here. Everything from virtual care to dental billing, and of course, all the other services you can read about on our website. And we've done other webinars where we cover these in detail. We have a lot of technology partners in addition to NextGen. You'll see them all pictured here. If you wanted to take a screenshot of this and maybe just go research some of these, you'll see that these are all companies that have been out there for years, some of them multi-million, billion-dollar companies. This is Tonia Flowers. So Tonia, why don't you kind of introduce yourself? Tell us about your background before you got into the business and how you found this business.
Okay. So my background is in healthcare. I've worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, Availity, and the different clearinghouses with an experience of 20 years. When post-Obama, they made it mandatory that you would have to submit those claims electronically. So I was on the help desk, and I was hearing doctors and providers stating that they're losing their practice because they can't meet payroll from not understanding how to submit those claims electronically. So with it being HIPAA and working for corporate, I wasn't able to tell them how to submit their claims to get their finances in order to meet payroll and save their practices. So I was hearing doctors that have been in practice for like 26, 27 years that were having to close their doors because they couldn't meet payroll because of the lack of understanding of how to bill those claims electronically. So I would come home burned out, and I was like, there's got to be a better way. And so I would talk to my friends that were in IT and try to brainstorm on the weekends on how we could come up with the software that would work for these providers in order to save their practice. So we would meet diligently every weekend on how to come up with it. So we did that for like 9 years, and we were like, it's humongous, but we didn't give up. We kept researching, and then we found ABS, and we would attend the WebEx every week. I believe they were giving them every week at the time. And we decided, they were like, is this it? Because their background was totally different from my background. I'm in healthcare and they're in IT. So they were like, is this what we're looking for? And I was like, this is it. This is it. And so I took a leap of faith and got certified on December 2018, and got certified with the week of training and with Cynthia Anderson, and she was phenomenal. She just was like a goal set for me because she didn't have the background, but she was a trainer that was like, wow, she was phenomenal. And so I was excited. So she was like, you have to network, you have to market, you have to tell everyone you know. So that's what I did. When I got certified, I started networking. I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I joined the BNI. I joined, there's another Master Network. And so every week I was going out telling them about this business of how to save your practice as well as reduce your rejection rates to less than 2%, real-time verification, and things like that. And so I was just excited about it because I have found something for the providers. So now I'm on the other side of it, as opposed to the insurance companies to let the doctors know this is how you recoup all of your money. So it was phenomenal for me to find something that fit what I was looking for during my
Yes.
first training.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it seemed like it fits your background perfectly.
Yes, it did. And
That is,
the freedom of it, and just wanting to shout it through the roof. You don't have to go through this. You can save your practice.
boy,
So,
some doctors are really struggling to stay in private practice, aren't they?
right, they are. And like, especially with the pandemic now that it's back open now, I have doctors that are calling me. They saved my card from networking 3 years ago, and now they're calling me. They're like, "Are you still doing billing? I need your help." So this is a good time to get into this business, because I have doctors calling me where I can't network like I usually do, before. Now they call me.
That's a good place to
So
be in business when the
it is.
prospect
It
calling
really
you.
is. It really is. It really is. So network, network, network. It really works. And that's what Cynthia will tell you when you take her course,
Yeah,
get certified.
when you just get out there and network, either physically or now virtually through LinkedIn
Hmm.
and Facebook and so forth, and you're networking with other people who know doctors. That's what you're looking for, right?
Right, right, right. I always had, every week, I always had practice analysis to turn in, and because they were like, wow, I hadn't heard of that. Really? I can get my money in 7 to 14 days as opposed to 30 to 45 days, because it's, the integrated clearinghouse. And so they were interested in hearing more about it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's,
There's a
the
real
marketing wasn't the hard part. A lot of people are scared of that. Like, how do I get a doctor? I'm not really a salesperson. But really, you're going to have that training, and you keep doing it over and over with your 30-second commercials that they allow you with the marketing, with commerce, Chamber of Commerce, and things like that. You'll get used to it. Right.
Yes, really, it's just a matter of connecting with other people in your community who know doctors,
Right.
because everybody knows some doctor who's probably indicated to them that they're struggling to, get back to where they were before the COVID started.
Right. Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
we live in a post-pandemic world, hopefully at this point, and that means that the doctors are now thinking about how can I get back to where I was previously financially, because
Right.
they're
Right.
again,
They are.
it's
They
a
really
struggle.
are. And they want it, in real time. Yeah. And now, especially with the verification, with there's being a shortage of employees, you can be on the phone for the whole day to verify insurance. And with this, it's real time. So with the click of the button, you're getting an answer back in 2 to 3 seconds, as opposed to sitting on the phone for hours. So
That's a good
that's an
point.
advantage as well.
Yeah, a lot of
It
people
really
don't,
is.
those people who are just looking into this that don't really familiar with how it all works. Sometimes to make sure that the patient is eligible from the insurance company, you've got to get on the phone and basically just stay on there for half an hour, whatever it takes to find the right person that looks it up and says, yes, they're eligible. Because they could become ineligible at any time. And so it's got to be up to date. In our system,
Right.
being a cloud-based system, you just put in their insurance information and it goes and literally in real time connects to the insurance company's database. Boom, there it is
Right.
right in front of you. Yeah.
Right in front of you. Right. So, so yeah, that's my background, and that's what keeps me afloat, is that I know that I'm helping those providers stay in their clinic until retirement.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier the training. I think you came back when we were doing live training here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I was in
as
live
you,
training.
I don't know if you know this even, Tonia, because we haven't spoken much before this, but we're doing that virtually now over the Zoom.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
someone
That's
who wants to sign up that's on this webinar, for example, if they want to become a business owner, licensee, whatever we call it, that's simple. You just simply contact us and we let you speak to Cynthia, she looks at her schedule and says, yes, here's the time slots, and you tell her what time slots you have available, and you just do it over Zoom as quickly as you want. You can get through the training literally within a week, just doing, several sessions. There's 10 modules now, and they're each one about an hour and a half. So it might take 2 or 3 weeks for you to get through it, but certainly within 30 days. Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Here's a
And
question.
the support is there. If, anything, questions that you come up there, have the support for you. You're going to have that support. And if that person doesn't know, if they know someone that does know it, so they can guide you into that, as well as social media with the Facebook group that you have. So any questions that you come up with, somebody has come across that, and they'll be able to get that answer for you.
Hey, that's a good point. When people join us as a business owner, they do have lifetime access to our Facebook group. There's over 200 members of that right now. And if you go out there, there's a lot of activity. There's people asking questions, people offering to help other people. It's like you're all a part of a nationwide network of folks. So, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Hey, there is a question here from Ebony. She says, you stated that you're from a healthcare background. What type of healthcare background do you have?
I did the help desk for the clearinghouses as well as processing claims, claim processing.
Yeah, so you did have a background. Now, that's unusual, actually. Tonia, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'd say 95% of all of our business owners come from no background in the healthcare field at all. It's not necessary.
And you don't have to necessarily have a medical background, because it's all customized based on that provider's specialty. So there's a way with the big books that you have to correlate the diagnosis code and procedure. You don't have to do that anymore. It's basically customized for you. So and the clearinghouse is integrated, so it's going to scrub that claim to make sure it's a clean claim before it goes out to the payer. That didn't happen when I had that background. With my background, that wasn't in existence. So that was one of the things that I was looking for when I was looking for to become a licensee, was the coding. And so they're going to scrub that claim before it even goes out to that payer to make sure it's a clean claim. So your rejection is that's why we're able to say less than 2%, because they're going to make sure that code is up to date.
Yes,
and that's the beauty of cloud-based.
That's right. It's only because it's cloud-based that we can do that. Yeah. Some people don't realize that with most software, you have to use a third-party clearinghouse that has to do the scrubbing and making sure it's right, and then forwarding it on. We've got that built into our system, of course, because that's how we originally created it. Two doctors created it as a clearinghouse.
Right. Yeah. So that's the beauty of this business, is that it's going to be, they're proactive rather than reactive. Before that claim goes out, it's proactive.
Yeah, and most people don't know this who haven't got a background in the medical billing, but most clearinghouses will have a 25 to 30% denial rate.
Right.
Because they're not doing that verification in real time for the eligibility. Yeah.
Right. That's correct.
So you literally can put more money on the doctor's table. Tonia, that's a good point, by the way. I think I answered this question, Camilla, but she says, how long is the course? The course is 10 modules, each one about 90 minutes, but you schedule that based on your schedule. So, you can do it as fast as you want. And like I said, most people get through it in the first 30 days. Tell us a little bit about how you got started when you first completed your training. Did you take a while before you started doing marketing? How did you get your first client?
No, once I got certified, I started networking, because that was the key that Cynthia was telling me that you need to do. You have to tell everyone, make a list of all your family members and have them refer you to their doctors. And so the first thing I started doing, the next week after I got certified, I was networking. So I joined the Chambers of Commerce. I joined BNI and Master Network. So every week I was going out networking, as well as telling my friends and family.
Yeah, it's all about So you actually
And I
made
would
some,
have lines of people, once you do, they allow you to do your 30-second commercials at chambers of commerce and the master networks and things like that, and let them know what you do and what would be a good referral for you. And once I would let them know that, it's in real time, it's less than 2% rejection rate, you get verification back in 2 to 3 seconds as opposed to being on the phone, I would have lines of people that will be interested in wanting to know more. So
that's fantastic.
yeah.
What a great
Yeah,
story.
I would have lines of people because it is rare to have someone that have a medical billing business. A lot of people think, oh, I got to be certified in coding and things like that. And so I would explain to them that, it's cloud-based, it's customized based on the provider specialty. And so that would perk their ears and they would want to know more.
Yeah. As you can see from the training agenda here, a big portion of it is on how to market. I mean, we teach about a dozen different ways. Networking is, of course, one of them that a lot of people like. Other people like, to give out books, to educate doctors, to have little seminars and lunch and learns. There's lots of ways. You can even use direct mail, to contact people. The quickest way, of course, is to go out and network and have them line up to talk to you.
Yeah, it is. And then you can even do the seminars with, 10 or 12 doctors right then and there, offer them lunch, and they'll come out and they want to hear, especially now with them being in a cash flow crunch. So, or you can invite them to Zoom and let them know how they can reduce their rejection rate to less than 2%. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of folks are.
Like I said, I have doctors calling me as opposed to me having to go network again just from handing out my cards.
Yeah, a lot of people are using Zoom now to just do virtual webinars like we're doing right here.
Right.
We even have a webinar who teaches people how to do webinars, because very important tool in today's world.
Right, exactly. It is.
Yeah. Is my volume what it should be here, or should I be louder? Sound okay to you?
I can hear you. It's good for me.
How about now? I just turned it up a little.
That's good.
Okay, good.
How about mine? Is mine okay?
Yours is perfect now. Whatever
Okay,
problem
good.
we were having earlier, we fixed it, didn't we?
We're good.
Let's see. Ron is on here today. He's asking, how much does the course cost, please? Ron, we're like a franchise. It's a franchise fee. We're really not a franchise. We don't have any territories, and there's no royalties to pay us. It's a one-time upfront cost, a licensing fee of $28,990. So about $29,000. Tonia, it was probably a little less than that when you came through, but we've added so many different new services, dental billing, virtual care, all of those things, of course, bring more money in for our licensees. So, the price goes up. Someday it'll be, $50,000. Not tomorrow.
Right. But the beauty of it is your business. It's you're debt free. So it's generational. Once you build it, you can pass it on.
Yes, that's right. It's yours forever. There's a one-time fee. That's it. We don't nickel and dime you, do we? We've never asked you for another penny, have we?
No, they don't. So once and you can build it to however big you want it to build it to. You want employees, like eventually I do want to be able to hire, employees. You can build it as big as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like just one doctor would cover that for you as well.
Yeah, you're right. One doctor who has 300 to 400 claims a month, easily you could bring in, $29,000. We've had many people in their first year, see a return on their investment. So now, Tonia, did we talk about, you kind of mentioned how you got started there with the networking though, but how, is that how you found your first client? It was a referral from a networking group?
Yeah, my first client was from a referral from a networking group.
What kind of doctor's practice was that?
This is physical therapy.
Okay.
Physical therapy.
Right. And
Mhm.
so you have other clients, other types of doctors or practices besides physical therapy?
I have two physical therapy. I have a neurologist, and then I have a person that has, in 2019, the government approved where you can have monitoring. So I have a doctor that has an app that has epilepsies to warn you when you're getting ready to have a seizure.
Wow.
And in 2019 now, as far as your CPAPs and heart monitors, you now can get, you can build claims for that. And that got approved in 2019. So I have one doctor for that.
That's great. Now, did you
And
get
that's
the,
just a monthly fee. So I just do a template where it's just reoccurring once a month. It
for,
bills out once a month for the monitoring.
oh, for each patient, you can put that on an automatic billing. Yeah.
Right. Billing. Mm-hmm.
Well, so you don't do a whole lot of physical work to do that billing, do you?
No, no, I don't. Mhm. Right. And then, with that template, it'll let me know if their insurance change, if it's active, or inactive. So yeah.
That's nice. See, I learn new stuff about our system all the time. We as a company don't do medical billing. We just utilize people like yourself, Cynthia, of course, who are experts in this field, and we have licensees like yourself as coaches. Somewhere down the line, you might want to
Right.
volunteer to do that. Of course, we pay you for your time, but you coach other people who are still trying to learn the business.
Yes. Yeah. Adam already has me on board.
Oh, he did. Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, as you
Yeah.
know, Adam's the CEO of the company now. As the founder, I'm just back here behind the scenes now, working with licensees like yourself, doing these interviews and webinars. And I'm still interested in the business. It's just that I turned it over to my son so he can just kind of take it and run it for the next 28 years.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's my goal, is to be able to turn it over to the new generation once I build it
Yeah,
to where I want.
it's a great family business. It sure is. Now,
Yeah, it
here's a
is.
question from Harminder. It says he or she, I think it's a he. How is remittance from the insurance companies? Are you receiving payments from the insurance at your business and then you distribute it to the doctors?
No, it actually will come into the system, and it's electronic funds transfer, and the remittance are electronic remittance advice. And then you would just post that, and then there's a report that would go out to the doctor so they can see as well as you. It's very transparent, so they know what they made for the month, and whatever contract you negotiated with that provider, you would invoice them that percentage of how much you collected for that month. And that's all transparent. He can see as well as I can. And then so some doctors prefer to get the reports once a month, but you can get them once a week, every day, however you like to get those reports.
Now, do you give your doctors access to the system or just reports that you provide to them from the system?
I give them access as super
Yeah.
users, yes.
Good.
And they can also have like if they have a front off receptionist that they want to, they just make her a super user and she can have access as well. Or their
Yes.
bookkeeper as well.
Yeah.
And some doctors have office managers that do that for them as well.
Right. One of the objections that doctors have had in the past with other systems, if you don't have a cloud-based system, you can't do this. You have to print out reports or send them to them some way. But the
Right.
doctors don't feel like they have control of their billing. That's why they like to do it in-house with their own staff. Well, with this,
Right.
they've even got more visibility probably than they do in their own office with the software they're using now. So,
Right. Very
all right.
transparent.
Let's see. Here is a question from Bobby. Well, the first one was, is the certification state specific? She's talking about our MIRMA certification as a medical revenue manager.
Oh.
No, you can work from any state, Bobby. It's not state specific. The whole United States does medical billing the same. And so the certification is for all 50 states.
Right. Yeah, because one of my doctors is in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm in Texas. So.
I did not realize you had doctors outside of your immediate area.
Yeah, in Vegas.
Now, how did you get that doctor? A referral?
Um, Someone referred him to me. Yeah.
Have you ever met him in person?
I haven't met him. We talked. We never even really did Zoom, but he trusts me. He's been with me 2 years now, so. But I
Yes,
haven't met him.
right. No, that's true with Cynthia, our lead instructor. She has been in this business. Gosh, it might be going on a decade now. She got in way back, and she's got clients literally almost in
That's
every
100.
state.
She's my goal. She is my goal. She has 100, but she probably has more now. But when I met her, she had 100 clients, and I was like, "That's my goal." And that's when I just went into networking.
Yeah, yeah.
Just telling, like, I just trust the process. That's what she said. Trust the process. So
That's right.
That's the process.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a referral from a doctor locally that refers you to one in Las Vegas, that doctor doesn't need to know a whole lot about you other than you're doing a good job for the doctor here locally.
Right. Hmm. And doctors talk. Once you get one, they call and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting my money within 7 to 14 days." And they talk, and then they're calling you. So just take one, and they talk.
Have you heard, Tonia, from some of your doctors literally feedback about the fact that they do realize that they're bringing in more money now having you do the billing?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. They thank me all the time. I get thank you so much for your diligence and taking me on as a client.
That's why they give you referrals. They like what you're doing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give me referrals. Yeah.
Let's see. Here's a question from Vanny. They're asking, can we hire people online? Do you have any people who work for you?
Not yet. That is my goal, but right now I'm still building to that. So I'm doing it all myself right now. But yeah, you can hire people to do that for you.
Yeah, Vanny, we have many licensees that I've interviewed. You can go to our YouTube channel and see some of those interviews. And a lot of them have said, yeah, I don't do any of the billing. I just focus on running the business. I'm the contact. I'm the manager. I'm the, owner that contacts and speaks with the doctors and the office managers. But I've got other people doing the billing. They don't care, and you can train them all over online here.
You can train them. Yes.
Yeah.
You sure can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
that's
here's
my goal.
Right. Get everybody else working for you. Let's see. And you can hire those people, by the way, not as employees, but just contractors. They call them 1099 contractors, meaning you fill out a form, 1099, at the end of the year that says, here's what I paid you. Now go pay your taxes.
Yeah, that's it.
Ebony says, I'm sorry. She says, Tonia, how did you transition from traditional work to working from home on your own? Did you quit and your past full-time job immediately, or what was your transition like?
Yeah, I leaped into it. I left my corporate job and leaped into it.
Did you say leaped? You just dove right in, huh?
Dove right in. I was so excited. I was like, that was something. I leaped and left.
Oh, that's funny.
And no regrets. I have no regrets.
Yeah. Cash.
Because this is freedom. I can travel, take my laptop and still work, and still have an income. So this is freedom.
I talk to our licensees all the time who say, I went to Hawaii. The hotel had a great connection out there on their patio, and I just worked looking at the beautiful ocean and everything right from the hotel. Yeah, as in between having fun.
Right.
Now, here's a fellow named Cash. It's a great name for this business. Cash, Kash. He wants to know, is it difficult convincing the doctors to change to a different electronic medical record system?
What change is difficult for, I guess, us all, really. But to me, it's a no-brainer if you're going from once you show them the money that they're leaving on the table and what we can bring in for them,
Yeah.
you know, that's convincing. And especially now that they're experiencing that whole time on that phone to verify insurance.
Yeah. Think of all the hours.
Usually that, you know, how long are you spending on the phone? And which I believe that's a question on the practice analysis. How long is your staff spending on the phone verifying insurance? And 4 to 8 hours is long. Like,
Yeah. I had
the
a
whole
licensee.
day.
Yeah, the whole day. I interviewed a licensee who said that they had just signed up a doctor, general practice, who had been on another EMR system, and he had just signed up for it like 2 months before she contacted him. But he was having such a hard time figuring it out and so forth. He says, you know what? If you do what you say you're going to do, I'm just going to write that investment off on that EMR and let's just switch it over. So we have a way of working with doctors, by the way, to get their data from the other EMR into ours. So, you know, it's not a big deal.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What is some great questions coming in here? People are very interested in hearing from you, Tonia. What about general billing? This is from Trudy. She says, what about general billing? I have a client who wants me to do billing for her interior design company, even though I prefer sticking with medical billing. We don't really do general billing, do we?
I don't know. It's medical.
It's not that
all
you
medical.
I mean, you could do somebody else's billing. You just use, you know, QuickBooks or something, and they've got billing inside of that for general businesses. So you could, but I would stick with the medical billing folks. There's a lot more money in the medical field. You mentioned earlier, Tonia, about what you did was charge the doctor rather than, you don't get paid from the insurance company. The money goes directly to your doctors into their bank accounts. But so the way you get your money is you produce a report, I guess, at the end of the year, and you say, here's what we billed last month, and you charge them a percentage. Can you give us a feel for
Right,
what that
that's
runs?
correct.
What's the range for a good range for people to charge?
Well, my minimum is 7%, and 7% to the maximum of 12%, based on how many claims that they submit per month. And what's considered full-time is 100 claims. So if it's 100 claims per month, I would charge the 7%. And if it's 400, then I would charge the maximum percent of 12%.
Yeah, good. So folks, that's kind of hard for you to relate to probably, but can you give us a feel? Now, you don't have to use actual figures, but Tonia, for a general practice doctor, what would be the number, the volume, you know, in that month? Is it 50,000? Is it 100,000 that you would charge that percentage on?
So so let's just say that's probably going to be 100 claims per month. So I would charge the 7% at 100,000 a month. So that would be 7,000 a month for that provider.
7,000, right?
And that's just one provider.
Yeah, so that's why we tell people when we first tell people that they can make a 6-figure income in this business, they're going, wait a minute, you're saying I can sit at home in my pajamas and make 6 figures? Tonia, I have a couple that is billing, they're billing $1 million a year. So that's
You have a couple that's doing that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it is possible to make a big 6-figure income if you just get to that point. They have, I think, 35 clients, you know, so you just keep adding.
Especially with them bringing on the monitoring, you know, where you can bill for monitoring now. A lot of people are wearing CPAP, you know, your heart monitoring, your epilepsy. You can now bill for that.
Yeah, that's right.
So that really opened it up even broader now.
Yeah. Oh, Simi took my statement earlier about raising the price of our license to 50,000 in the future. She says, are you planning to increase to 50,000 in the future instead of the present 28,990? Simi, it won't go up like that at all. And over the years, we probably just increased it maybe $1,000 a year. It just depends on how many services we add that year that adds more revenue to our licensees. So No, it won't be 50,000 anytime soon. Maybe 40. No, I don't know. I leave that up to Adam. Okay, so let's see. Ebony says, Tonia, how on average, how much money do you spend in advertising? Do you do any advertising?
Oh, the app that marketing is phenomenal. That's all provided for you in the package that you get. So they give you guys, you give us folders, flyers to explain the product. The practice analysis is all available. The website comes with it. So the marketing, and they give you books. So I haven't spent any money on marketing.
I know.
I've had to order a couple of times flyers.
Oh, the flyers, yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, so,
yeah, you get a box of marketing, and they're professional, phenomenal, they're nice. So yeah.
Yeah, she's talking about these.
There they are.
Yeah, these nice 8.5 by 11 flyers. You can have these printed with your own company name and contact information. And they all look like they're a part of, like a franchise. And that's why we've designed our package to be like a franchise, but not technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So now you could spend some money on, like you said, reprinting the flyers. They're just pennies a piece, of course, but you can also buy more of the books. Let me throw that slide up there. There we go. This is the New Thriving Medical Practice that I wrote along with Dr. Vicki Rackner that you use as a marketing tool. Have you used any of our books, Tonia?
Yes, and you guys put my name as the forward, so that takes you places as well. My name is there.
Yeah, it's down here at the bottom. We have a forward that you can put your name on and put your contact information at the end of it. So it's like it's like a business card that costs you about what, $4 a copy. We can print these books with your name on it for about $4. So you get a big supply of these now. I think there's about 20 of each book now that people get, but they also can reorder these, as they need to. So, and there's several other books that we have as well. Let's see.
And then you guys also give the presentation that you can give whenever you do invite your doctors for seminars. There's a presentation that is provided for you. So you just walk through that presentation explaining each tool that they offer, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess we provided a templated website for you when you first started, right?
Yes.
They're asking, do you personalize your own business and website? Yes, Cash.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. You start your own business. You set up probably an LLC or a corporation in your state. Might cost you $50. It's not expensive. Then you now have a company name that you can use, and we show you where to get a logo designed. And yeah, you just put yourself out there. What's the name of your company, Tonia?
Destiny Solutions, MD.
Destiny Solutions. Yeah, I like that. There's certainly, you certainly provide some solutions for doctors, don't we?
Yes.
Ebony's asking, once we join ABS, will be a part of it for life, or is there a recurring membership fee?
No, for life.
Yeah, there's no recurring membership. No, folks,
you're debt free.
Yeah, you're debt free. And the reason that we can do that, of course, is because of these ancillary services that we let you offer to people. Let me put that slide up there. In other words, these are other services besides the medical billing, of course, that's iClaim and EMRX. But you've got all these other things that help with the doctor's revenue. And we make pennies on each one of those transactions as well. So as a company, we do have recurring income as you sell these services to doctors. Tonia, have you used any of these to get your door open, or in addition to this?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. Good. So that's why there's no ongoing fee. She says, is there a monthly fee for using the software? And if so, how much? I don't even know what the exact figures are, but I think if you've got a doctor that's doing 100 claims a month, it's only about $150 a month or something like that. If there's a bunch of claims, it can get a little higher than that. But do you just wrap that into your percentage? Is that what you do, or do you charge that separately to the doctor?
I just charge it separately.
Yeah,
Subscription fee separately.
right. It's a subscription fee. That's what it is, and it gives them access. You can give access to as many people in their office as you wish. It
Right.
also gives you and your staff as many seats as you need in the software as well. So, yeah, but you let the doctor pay for that, basically.
Right.
Let's see. I answered that one. Is financing available? Okay, somebody's asking a question about financing. Bobby, you'd have to get back with your ABS rep, the person who invited you to this webinar, and they'll give you some help in finding where you can find funding for this if you don't have the money, just in your bank account.
Right.
Tonia, can you give people a feel for your day? How many hours a day or per week do you think you're putting into this business now? If you're doing all the billing, it must be a lot.
Yeah. It's not 40 though. It's not 40 hours.
No?
It's
Okay.
not 40. So yeah, I would say probably 30 hours, but I'm not at 40 hours.
So you said you just kind of leaped into this. Does that mean that you felt like you could replace your full-time income at the other job fairly quickly? And did you?
And more. I could replace it with more.
Yeah,
With
that's
the
a
raises
good
that
point.
they were giving me, I was like, wow.
That's
The
incredible.
raises, it's like, wow. I can
I'm
do this
just
on my own and
I'm just so
give
proud of.
myself a better raise.
Yeah, if you're not making what you need to, you look in the mirror in the morning and say, you know what, you need to work a little harder and get some more clients.
That's my motivation.
Now, you're working out of your home, I assume, like most people.
Yes, yes.
We've had licensees get so big and want to hire employees and, make it a really big company in their town. They'll find a little, office, and for $400 a month, they can have an office or two that they could bring a doctor into. But doctors don't come see you, do they?
No, they don't.
They don't care if you're working out of your garage or spare bedroom, spare bathroom. It doesn't matter.
Right. They don't care. As long
Yeah.
as it's getting done, and they're seeing an increase in their cash flow, they're happy. Like I said, the doctor in Las Vegas, I've never met him.
Never met him. That, to me, that's just, people find that impossible.
I told him I was going to come out there and meet him this year.
Hey, he's in Vegas, no reason to not go to Vegas.
Right.
When my wife and I go, we're not gamblers. We just like to go to the shows,
Right. Me too. That's all I like to do is the shows. I don't
Yeah.
like losing my money.
Yeah. Those $100 ticket shows.
Right.
It's a money-making deal. Have you ever taken a little vacation from this business, Tonia?
Oh yeah. I just got back from Florida yesterday. I was there
Cool.
for 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just take your laptop with you?
I just take my laptop with me and check what I need to do, manage the claims, and check my emails, and go back to the beach.
Now, you mentioned earlier when we were trying to work out all the technical stuff that you had a Chromebook. Is that what you actually use to run your business and do the billing?
I have this Chromebook, and I have another desktop that I use, so I can use both. I have a desktop and this. Yeah.
And Chromebooks, I've seen them at Costco for like $200. I mean, they're not that expensive.
Yeah, they're not expensive at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the great.
So, I just use this when I travel, and then I use the desktop here. But
Yeah.
you can do both.
Yeah, hey, here's a question from Cannon. Cannon says, will ABS provide initial leads to doctors? Cannon, we do show you where to find the doctors in your area, in any specialty. There's probably hundreds of them that you don't know about, of course. So we do find a database that you can go to and find them, but that doesn't mean that they're ready to switch their billing that they're doing now from their internal people to you. So if they were leads like that, our licensing price would be $50,000 probably. But we give you enough ideas as to how to go out and find the doctors on your own. It's kind of like, do we provide fish for you, or do we teach you how to fish? We teach you how to fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have the Facebook group, and sometimes there's people on Facebook that are ready to do something different with the business, and they're looking to pass on their providers. The Facebook.
Yes,
group.
that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We show you how to use, even Craigslist, believe it or not, has a lot of doctor ads out there that are looking for billers. And so we teach you to send a resume from your company, like you're an individual, but it's really your company, that says, hey, here's what we can do for you. And we've had many licensees get their first client from a doctor who was looking for a biller who would work in their office. And instead, they hire our licensee to outsource their billing to them.
Right. Yeah. That's the way to do it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, Tonia, it's I got about 10 minutes here. I'm going to tell people how to get involved if they want to, and they can ask any other questions that they want, of course, about our opportunity. Is there anything you'd like to share with everybody before you leave?
I feel like this is the perfect time to get into this business because doctors are desperate, and now there's the Affordable Care Act. So a lot of people have insurance now, so they're able to take on new patients. So the opportunities are where the sky is the limit with this business. It really
People
is.
realize even Medicare, there are 10,000 seniors in the United States every day that are eligible to get on Medicare. So you got that many more people wanting medical help. And of course, as you get older, I can verify that parts stop working, in your body, and you got to go to the doctor more. So that's a good thing to be in the baby boomer, wave that's going on right now. No better industry to be in than I can imagine. I wouldn't be in travel or entertainment or food. I want to be right smack dab where the action is, which is the healthcare field.
Healthcare, it's always going to be here. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then now with the what I was telling you about the monitoring, now that has opened up an even wider door because now you can bill for monitoring. And I know a lot of people. I know 5 people that have CPAPs now.
Yeah,
you can bill for that.
That's amazing. Just new opportunities come around all the time. Well, Tonia, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for sharing your success story with other people here on our webinar today. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again. And hey, if they want to talk to you, did Adam ask if you wanted to be on our reference list?
Yeah, I'm on the reference list now. So yeah,
good,
you can
good.
show my number, my contact information, and if they want to talk further, contact me.
I'm going to tell them exactly how to get that reference
I got
list.
an email that someone's doing, which is, yay, Stephanie and Tamara.
Oh, somebody that actually signed up with us?
Yeah, that I spoke with.
Tamara that's fantastic.
Stephanie.
Well, thank you, Tonia. We really appreciate that. All right. Well, hey, when you leave the webinar, it'll turn off your mic and webcam and all that. So thanks again. Bye for now. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Folks, these are great questions you've asked Tonia today, and I'm going to be here for the next 10 minutes answering any other questions I see in the Q&A. Here's a couple of people saying, thank you, Patrick and Tonia. Thank you. Great webinar. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty here because a lot of people don't realize that we have a money back guarantee. I first want to tell you about the webinar next week. Believe it or not, 2 weeks in a row, we're doing another interview. Yeah. This lady's name is Jeanette Weiler. You can see that right here on the screen. Eric Auger, who's been with us for about 15 years now, he's going to be doing that webinar. So be sure and go to our website and sign up for that. Again, absystems.com is our website, and you will see that here, I think, at the bottom of the screen somewhere. There it is. Yeah. Now, let's talk about our unconditional money back guarantee. Now, folks, that means in the first 30 days after you sign up and fund your business and get to your materials from us and go through the training, you can start going through the training almost within the first 48, 72 hours after you sign up. And you can get through all that training as fast as you wish. But we've given you 30 days to decide whether or not this is right for you. It may not be. It's not for everybody, I can tell you that, because it may not fit your lifestyle. It may not give you the opportunity that you thought it was. It may be way more technical than you thought it was. There's a lot of reasons why you might not want to, stay once you've given us your money. Now, here's why that's important, because we've actually done that several times over the past 28 years, a handful of times, I should say. But the point is that we have done it. And, you sign up with any other franchise that's out there, or business opportunity licensing situation like we are. And folks, once you've given the money, it's a done deal. Now, in our actual agreement, you'll see it spelled out for you that you can get your money back. And so that's important that you have it in writing in some sort of agreement. Now, I'm going to give you the next steps that you can go through if you'd like to get involved. It's real simple. The first step is just to ask for our research guide. Folks, that's a 65-page PDF document that we have information in there that's not anywhere on our website. Now, the reason we do that is we only want to share that information with people who are sincerely interested in getting into the business. And so you have to ask the person who invited you to this webinar. There's our phone number and an email address that you can send to and say, hey, who's my webinar reference, rep, I should say, and how can I get that research guide? We'll show you how to do that. Number two, you should browse our YouTube video and see some of the other interviews that I've done, similar to this one today. There's literally dozens and dozens of them over the years that I've done, folks. And you'll see the little website right there. It's youtube.com/whyabs. Now, when I get to the sixth item here on this slide, you can take a screenshot if you want to, and you'll have all this information right there in front of you. Number three is ask for the ABS licensee references. Now, remember, we refer to our business owners as licensees because they're licensing our software and our whole marketing system. But all that means is that it's yours for life. You're the licensee, and so you own the business. And we have people like Tonia who are on our reference list who've volunteered to take phone calls from people. Folks, you'll find our network is a network of people who want to help other people. Tonia has probably enough business right now to provide her the income that she wants. Not that she'll stop adding clients, because you can't stop if you continue to get references. You're gonna continue to build, but it's not like you have a lot of competition. She has a client, as you know, outside of her area here in Texas. But even in Texas, she probably only has 4 or 5 clients. And folks, there are thousands of medical providers in Texas. So you don't really have a territory. You can sign up people anywhere you want to. So these people don't mind taking calls, and they will answer your questions. We don't tell them what to say. They can answer any question that you have, and you'll get the real information, real poop. Okay, then ask for a live demo. Now, what I mean by that is we will go through our software. Since it's cloud-based, we have to log in online live, and we use a Zoom meeting to do that with you, just you or a partner and spouse if you want them to sit in on it. And we'll go through that for 30, 45 minutes, whatever it takes for you to ask all the questions you want about our system. The software is the basis for why we can do what we do for doctors. So it's good that you wrap your brain around it and see how user-friendly it is, and yet how thorough it is as far as being a billing and electronic medical record system. So get back with your rep again. If you don't know who that is, call that number right now that you see on the screen, or send an email to info@absystems.com and just say, who is my rep? Who's my ABS rep? And you can ask them to give you that live demo. They'll get with you and set up whatever time you want to see that. Then ask them also, of course, if you're getting serious about this, ask them about the purchase agreement and the funding instructions. They'll tell you how to get all that done. All the paperwork can be done, of course, by email. even the signatures and everything, we do that electronically. Then once you've got it funded, just basically we'll hook you up with your instructor so you can actually set up your first training session. Now, like I said, that usually can happen within the first 48 hours to 72 hours, depending on the instructors that we have and their schedules. But you'll be able to work with them one-on-one to find out what's the best way for you to get started. And then you just book out the other sessions as you go. 10 sessions, 10 modules of about 90 minutes apiece. Now, that may not sound like to you a lot of training, actually, for what we're going to teach you, but it's all you need to know to get your first client and get this business up and running. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not more training and more information. We have a website that you'll be given access to that is a licensee website, support site that has all kinds of information out there and more training, lots of other modules that you can go through that are recorded training. Okay, well, hey, I don't see any other questions. Thank you folks for attending. I hope you sign up for next week's interview with Jeanette Weiler. So this is Patrick Phillips. Once again, I'm the founder of American Business Systems, and I thank you for being on this webinar today and hope we see you in our training soon. Bye for now.